Hello and welcome into episode number 9 here on the Bent Family and Friends realm. And I'm coming to you from a creative copy of the world. Just to show you, this is where we started out the Nether tunnel. That was the first portal. And to the north, or to the west here, is where the Nether fortress is, and that's going to be the main focus of today's episode. Is I'm going to try to make a Nether fortress farm. So I want to kind of explain myself a little bit here. So coming up, you can see I've carpeted the whole area in wither roses. And I've put these holder blocks of glass panes at the head height for wither skeletons. So they're up 3 high. And by covering the floor in wither roses, it blocks all other spawns except for wither skeletons. Then what I did to find out where they spawn is I stayed away about 25 blocks or so to try to get them to spawn. And once they spawned in, I was able to come back in and mark the spawning spots with a different colored block. Here I'm using netherrack. Yeah, netherrack. And this fortress is kind of special and unique, where there's actually 2 rows of spawning points in each of the hallways here. So you can kind of see the spawning mechanics is what's happening. So after you put the glass in and the mobs spawn in, what you then look for is the northwest corner of the block, and that would show you where they spawn. Now their heads are kind of stuck in the glass, which is offset, but their bodies are going to be on the northwest corner of a block. So you can see right there by his nose is the corner of that block, and that means that is the spawn point for the mob. This is a unique bedrock thing, whereas in Java there's a bounding box for them to spawn in. On bedrock there's very specific points for them to spawn into. So from here I just stood back and started marking out the whole possible area to get the idea of where they can spawn to. And then I did this tunnel here too as well, going east to west, and I found a couple of spots, and by luck this row 2 also had 2 spots. Very uncommon for this to happen, and for them to both be connected is very unique. So in the future I had the possibility of making a very, very big farm with a lot of spawn points. For now I'm just going to concentrate on the end of this, where I've got it kind of exposed down to the bricks. So this will give me 2, 4, 6, 8 spawning points, which is more than enough for what I need. I'm going to use this farm for basically bones. I don't really need the coal or the skulls. This is more just for bones. So what I'll do now is I need to kind of decide how I'm going to build a farm. I would normally follow a tutorial, but I want to try to kind of make this up on my own, not following a tutorial. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get the wither skeletons from where they're at to disposing of them as quick as possible in order to make an efficient farm. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to I'll probably use a conveyor belt, just because I really enjoy the way they work. And I just have to kind of figure out where I want to put it all. And then I think here on the right, this where I'm standing at is normally a blaze spawner. I think I'll probably get rid of that for now. These crossroads should have a spawn point too. That it's very strange that there isn't one, but it shouldn't be that big a deal. So if I come out here about 25 blocks away from the first spawn point, which is right there, this should give me the optimal spot to spawn the mobs in, and that's why I've only gone so far as the 25 to start, and then 55 puts me at about this range. So anything past that's going to be out of the spawn of that first initial AFK area. So that should just about give me the basis for the farm, I believe. That's enough to work off of. And then I have to go through and worry about spawn proofing the area. What I noticed here while working is all these trees have shroom lights in them, and it really slowed down and blocked the spawns. So I'll have to get rid of all the trees down to the ground anyhow, and then kind of figure out how far I want to AFK, or I need to spawn proof it. I could have made the AFK spot higher, but yeah, these shroom lights really block the spawns, so I'll have to clear the trees. And then probably either button the ground or put lava down. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll probably figure that out later. I plan on doing that live on Twitch for a couple hours tonight, and I'll make up my mind then, I believe. For now, while I was doing the test, I just put some buttons down, but yeah, I'll have to clear all this area down here or button it, just to kind of increase the rates of the farm a little bit. Again, I have to make up the decision if I'm going to get rid of this blaze spawner or not. Probably going to get rid of it because there is another blaze spawner inside of the fortress that I have set up that I've been using. And having one out here, although useful, I don't know, I probably don't need it. So yeah, I think that should be the base of the farm that I need. Should pretty well have things set up. I just have to figure out how to get all the mobs from the spawn points to a little kill chamber. So the question then now is, how do I get the wither roses to make the farm? So yeah, the whole point of this is you need to make the farm to make the farm to make the farm. So what I've found is that I was watching a live stream from Foxy No Tail one day, and he said that the bedrock formation is common across all worlds. So he had found a bedrock formation that works perfectly as a wither skeleton cage. So what I've done here on the creative copy is I've found it to duplicate it, and I'm going to do this live on the realm to get wither roses. So what you're looking for, basically, from what I understand, is a trench that's like 3 wide, and then a place for the wither to get trapped. I don't understand this 100%, and I don't know. I'll figure it out, I guess, as I go. But you place the soul sand down here, and the wither will spawn into the east from the tail, I believe. Yeah. So this first column will be the tail of the wither skeleton setup, and then he should spawn in due east from there. Which way is east? Yeah. So if you put down the soul sand, the wither should spawn directly east from the tail. Yes, north, south. That's north. You can see from the coordinates, and so they should spawn to the east. So in the video, they placed the soul sand down in this trench, and he spawned his head in right there. So you just place the soul sand 1, 2, 3, 4, and put the heads on, and the wither should spawn trapped. Yeah, from here's the tail on block 11, and his head should spawn in here. And now these coordinates should be the same across all worlds. So you spawn the wither in, and boom, he gets trapped. And he'll just plain suffocate as he after he spawns in. So I laid these blocks out as to where the explosion radius is, to kind of get an idea of where I can build. So I need to start to trap like chickens in one of these spots so that when the wither dies, it creates the wither roses that I need for the farm. So we'll just sit here for a minute and watch the wither boss suffocate to get the nether star. Once this is done here in creative, the next step will be to get back onto the realm and to kind of copy this in survival. Yeah, so there's really not a whole lot he can do bad here. Oh yeah, the how to find out north and south. You can either use the coordinates or you can use some of these blocks that have been available. Now I found this from Stoic Epoch when he was making his ocean monument, that the prismarine, the Y, the tail of the Y always points north. Same. The next would be the sunflower. The sunflower, the head of the flower always points to the east, which would be that way. And then finally, there's something about the pumpkin where the stem always points northwest, but I find that less useful. But let's just wait for this wither boss to suffocate here. It does take probably, what, 2 minutes? Give or take for the wither to suffocate. But anything you place in between there will get destroyed, so you can't really decorate it too much. Because him shooting skulls has a blast radius and it destroys all the blocks. You can put it into easy mode, and in easy he doesn't break obsidian. But when he's trapped in here too, you can't even hit him. His hitbox is completely buried. So you just kind of have to stand back and let the suffocation process take place. Yeah. So here he goes. He'll generate nether stars, and the nether star will poop out right on a little shelf there. So from here, let's get back onto the BFF realm and try to make this in survival. Yep, right there. And welcome on to the realm. And just to show you reference as to where I'm at, this is the north tunnel that goes out to the ocean monument. And all I've done is I've made this little side room here that goes down to bedrock. And now that I'm watching this, I realize that maybe it's a bit too dark and I need to decorate this a little bit, but that can come after. It's hard to read, and I'm assuming on YouTube after compression this will be very hard to read. But this is down to bedrock, and all I've done is I've leveled it out a little bit to be able to walk. And these same bedrock formation is still here. So here is the little trough, and they should spawn with his head into the block there. Now this is, yeah, he should spawn in here. And he should spawn with his head in those blocks. The same as it just happened in the creative world. Hopefully. And you can probably hear the chicken screeching in the background. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. You should hear the chickens here in the background, so when he spawns in, he should kill off these chickens and make the wither roses, and then I can make my nether fortress farm. Should be more than enough chickens. I only need 8 roses, so that should be more than I need. So yeah. What I do need now is to go get the skulls in order to make the wither boss. So let's get upstairs here and run out to the nether fortress. And so what I'll do is I'm just going to run around here for a little while and get 3 skulls. Just enough to spawn in the Wither boss. And for reference, yeah, this hub isn't complete yet. It's just kind of laid out to make it mob proof. These blocks will all change eventually. Like I've said, these tunnels will be decorated. But everything's kind of a work in progress at the moment. Yeah. This out to the ancient city. But this should be into the Nether fortress here now. Should be coming into render distance here in a second. But all I need to do is kind of run around here and kill withers. Yeah, you can just start to see it kind of render in, and I'm sure you can't see it yet, but there's the tower with the blaze spawner. So I'll just have to kind of work myself up. The normal path I would take used to be way up at like Y100, but now we'll have to just make a new tunnel. So if I just kind of crawl up through here someplace, I did have a path. Yeah, up through here, I believe. And I'm just going to run around the fortress and try to collect some skulls. How is it? Yeah, right up through here, I believe. Yep, right up through here. Well, that didn't take very long, maybe 20-30 minutes. I killed enough skeletons to get 44 coal and 3 skulls. And was a stack and a couple of bones. We'll put the coal away, we'll put the bones away. Grab some soul, I've got 3 soul sand there. And let's go see if that cage works. I always lose my direction as I come through the portal. Yeah, oh, it's over here. So let's get downstairs here and spawn another boss in. Again, this has to be a different color because that all reads as one great big black space. So let's get down here, place our soul sand, and spawn the boss in. Should be as simple as that. So 1, 2, 3, and I can't count. That's 4. I'll be right back. So I'm back with my 4th. I just grabbed a bunch of soul sand. There's 4, apparently. So let's spawn him in, and he should hopefully, where I'm in survival now, actually do the same thing and get trapped in. He looks like he's in there. And he should kill off the chickens. And you can see the chickens turning into roses right from there. Excellent. So it should be as simple as that. Now I just have to kind of wait for the wither boss to suffocate like it did in creative. Now I think in the future what I could do if I want to keep using this is move my chicken farm that's a failure down here for eggs and decorate this as like a beacon factory or some sort. Might be kind of cool. And then if I could just like move the chicken farm that's now an egg farm. I'll maybe put that in the roof, and then like the eggs could get spit right down. Maybe. No, but then maybe the chickens will just get free. I'm not sure. It's all kind of a work in progress. So it's just takes a couple of, oh yeah, of course. And of course, that's too close. The blast radius seemed a lot bigger than it should have been. But again, this is in survival, so I should be a little bit concerned about falling into lava. And then the lava could very well destroy the Nether Star. So let's get that blocked off. But yeah, the Nether boss is just doing his thing here. And I guess I'll keep my distance to stay back so that I don't die in the next explosion. And he'll just suffocate there in the bedrock. Slowly, but surely, he'll suffocate in the bedrock. Yeah. The last like 2% of his health always seems to take the longest. And kaboom. We'll grab the Nether Star. And that's going to be a gift to go to Duff for him, thanking him for giving me the netherite scrap, and I'll get the wither roses. Oh, the wither roses, of course, because of the second explosion destroyed the wither roses. Well, there's derp number 1 for the episode. So we're back down here at the cheese factory. I was on Twitch and we got 3 more wither skeleton skulls, and I've gone and thrown a whole bunch more chickens down here again. This time what I'm going to do is go down there as soon as they die the first time. So let's spawn this wither in. We'll cheese him here on the sand, the soul sand, and he spawns in here hopefully. There he is. I'll step away until he explodes. And apparently get hit anyway. And try to catch some chickens. I'll wait till they die, and then I'll hop in right away instead of talking about it and not doing it. Hopefully the odd skull or in between. And he's not dying here now. The wither has escaped. Great. This is not good. Okay. Ah, crap. Crap, crap, crap. That was supposed to be a perfectly safe wither cage. Man. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I do need body armor of some sort. Oh, man. Why on earth did that happen? And worst case scenario, I'll go to peaceful. So I'll grab some more food. Yeah. Oh, grab a bow, I guess. Oh, that really sucks. The good news is I'm not going to get this on my YouTube episode. And did I get any wither roses? I'm starting to get flustered here now. This is not the way it was supposed to go. Oh yeah, I need to find my gear. Huh. So many mistakes. That's the big thing. As long as I get my gear, I'm pretty safe. Like, the wither's gonna make some mess. Sure, whatever. All I have to really do is make sure I eat food. What on earth is going on? Do I have... Yep. So things happen. Sometimes it doesn't always go the way you want it to. I'm concerned that he's going to open up a great big lava pocket. But I don't even need this wither star. Like, if I lose a wither star, whatever. Try to remind me to go back into hard if anybody's if Reese, you're still there. After this fight, make sure I put it back into hard mode. And me having clearing this whole place down into bedrock actually making this fight a whole lot harder because of the terrain so uneven. But I say I'm not in danger of die. Like I don't even care if I do die and lose all my stuff. The only problem would be is if I fall into lava. This guy's being a real jerk. And being on this small perspective of the screen is very hard to do all this too. Ugh. Do. Oh, the button mash ASMR must be really good. Yeah, so I don't know why this was very stable. I ran it several times in practice on creative, and I've actually run it on the realm. So I don't know if it's like a connection thing or what, but yeah, if this isn't going to be stable, I'm not going to do this again. Or at the very least, it's not going to be here. Dude, you're not making this very easy on me. Not very easy at all. I still remember doing these wither fights on my old single player world with my brother Don. He was helping me to clear this great big giant hole, and we were using wither skeletons on easy. Oh, it was so much. I thought my PlayStation was gonna like die because there's so many blocks just running around. Or yeah, the key is I would get aggro on him, and then my brother would shoot him with a bow and arrow and push him into the walls and stuff. It's a good way to dig a hole for fun. So yay! Look at that. First try, perfect. This wither cage works non-stop, 1000%. So what I need to do now is collect that up. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use this anymore. So I don't know how much of this I can use for the YouTube episode. But look at that victory. I've got 25 wither roses. Maybe this isn't safe. Maybe I used the wrong spot. But let's not do that a whole lot more. It was, yeah, here. I don't know. I'll have to look it up again. So let's just pretend like that never happened. Okay, yeah, so next thing we need to do is go to the Nether fortress and mob proof it so that there's only the spots for the wither skeletons to spawn. Let's set the world back to hard, and I will be over to the Nether fortress in a minute. Well, welcome back in. I have been live now on Twitch for the better part of 4 hours. I have maybe made a mistake or two, but that shall never be known by YouTube. That is only for Twitch mistakes. I have recreated what we just saw in the custom creative world, minus those spawns and these spawns. It's just the 8 spawn points that we talked about. And if I get in here and break stuff down. So what I decided to do is try, this is a spawn point, and I'm going to have mine carts, pick them up and transfer them all down into one line that brings them all out to the AFK spot across here. So they should all zip down here like you've seen before on Stoic's build, and then drop down here, and I'm going to kill them by hand and just have their drops collect down here. And eventually I will have better than a single box of storage, yes. But for now, to see if this works, that'll be it. So my next step is going to be to put in the mine carts and see if the farm works. I'd have to make this wall a little bit taller, but I just wanted to show off what it's going to look like until the farm is ready. So let's give a quick break and we'll come back with all the mine carts in place. So we're back here now, and all the chambers are set to wither roses, so the farm should be active and live. So once we get past a certain point, hopefully the zipper starts working, and we start getting wither skeletons coming in here. Oh, there's one, and he fell out. So that means I need to go get more glass. So he spawned in this corner and fell right out. That means my my mob cap is probably now taken up by all the mobs that are free. So I'm going to do this really quick. The whole point is, again, I'm doing farms a little bit different than just tutorials or that I've ever built before. So things aren't always going to work. Sometimes I'm going to have to derp and come back to it. So hopefully I can get off here far enough for things to kind of spawn back in. Grab a little bite to eat. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So he spawned in but did not fall down into the mine cart. Which means I didn't do it right. Or there just needs to be a button. I just need a button. I've got 3. I need 4. Of course. Of course. And that one can wait. Do I have anything else? No, there's no more things that act as a button. So he should be down here safe and sound, living in his best life in the hole. And at least he spawned, so I might have to come back and raise this line. It's actually not that big a deal. Whoop! Hello, number 2! But this is a proof of concept. It works. Maybe this is why you want to follow a tutorial and do it right the first time. But what's the fun in that? He should not be able to hit me. He can hit me. So if I move this up to there, I think. Does that block his line of sight? He's aggroed. I think if I stand in these corners, so maybe in the future I should do this to make it safe for anybody else. There's another wither skeleton. There's number 3. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. It works. Might not be the most efficient, and it's not completely decorated, but it's a working farm, and I made it myself. Mostly kind of, well, I mean, it's mostly Stoic's design and all. So yeah, I'm going to call this farm done for today. It's almost midnight now. I'm going to collect up my stuff and go to bed for the night and see. Yeah, it's working. I made it so I can't get to my storage. But the farms, can I, well, that's not safe. Cool. Yeah, there's still work to do. There's mob proofing and storage and auto sorting. And I think I need to raise that level up one. Not the end of the world. But anyways, thank you for watching. This might be a shorter episode than normal, but next week we should be able to use some of the drops of this to finally start making things a bit more decorated around the world. Have a good day.